I'm up at 5 in the morning to go for a run in my friend Pat's logging truck. Way up into the mountains here in BC.
There's another day or so of hauling, and we'll see what goes after that. Maybe I can get out for a day or two before the season goes.
Yeah, a guy might do you some good.
So it's a 2-hour drive to get up into the forest where we're going to pick up the logs. So come along, join us for the ride, see how it all goes down. Bit of dawn light is starting to appear above the mountains. Look at that.
Everything does.
Well, we just hit the logging road now. Now we're going to be zigzagging our way up the mountainside. So the truckers, they communicate with each other by radio here on these narrow roads. And on most of these roads, you can't get two trucks past each other, so they got to know where they are so that they can pull over at an appropriate spot and let the other trucks go by. So right now we've pulled over on this slightly wider part of the road here, waiting for another trucker to come down and bypass us with a full load here so that we can then continue on up. The drivers that are coming down have the right of way over the folks going up because they got a full load. It's harder for them to stop. We just got a notification on the radio that we're getting a boatload today. And so what that means is that the logs we're loading up are heading over to Creston, which means we got to go across the Kootenay Lake Ferry to get to Creston, hence the name Boatload. Just arrived at the landing where they're loading up the logs. is why it's called a boatload. We're here at the ferry dock. Pat, what do you like about logging truck driving?
I like the chance to get out and adventure up in the bush, get out there with the boys, get a little bit of a challenge most days, especially in the winter. And I enjoy the solitude of being in the cab on my own. Sans my good friend Trent here.
You'll be ready to be on your own after today.
Yeah. It's not for everybody by any means, and there is a lot of pressure to get the loads in and so on and so forth, and you have to be somewhat mechanically inclined, but all of those things anybody can learn with some experience. So I don't recommend it for everybody, but if you're interested in a trucking career, there's certainly a very good pay scale involved, and the beauty is you get to move around and see different areas. You're never on a set route for any length of time, so it doesn't get too boring as well.
Arrived at the mill in Creston. We're just getting onto the scales now.
Oh, you'll get a full view from in here.
So this thing is a D-wrap station, and what it's used for is it flips down against the load of logs, makes sure that they're held in place when the driver unwraps the chains that are holding everything in place, just in case something shifted and it wants to come off.
Yeah, that's the girl in there.
Oh, no worries. Thank you.
So we were randomly selected to be a sample load. Can you explain what that is, Pat?
Ministry of Forests has to physically check the volume by hand measuring versus what the weight is, which is part of what's called conversion. In logging talk, conversion from volume to weight. They're keeping an eye on that at all times. It's a random check. There's no particular reason. The computer just resonates with a bingo, and there you are.
That's the truck shaking from the loader, unloading the stuff here.
nearest Caber Day.
What's this number? Here?
The car ahead of us keeps going this slow. We may have difficulty making the ferry in time. The little car showed some courtesy and let us by, so now we're gunning it for the ferry. We're gonna burn the chicken strips off the tires?
Fucking right, because I already have.
We're in the nick of time.
Oh, yeah, we're
It's just unloading. There you have it, folks. Another potential way to earn a living. Lots of options out there in this world.
If you like that video, you'll probably also like this one, where I help a Thai boatman replace the engine in his longtail boat.